Welcome into this week's edition of the RSL Insider presented by AT&T. I'm John Kaluter. On this week's show, we'll have Facebook Nation ask their questions to RSL's World Cup hero, Robbie Finley, upon his return from South Africa. We'll talk a little 2010 World Cup with RSL play-by-play guru David James. And we'll head down to Lehigh first, where we get practice reaction from head coach Jason Christ, midfielders Andy Williams and Will Johnson, and defender Nat Borchers, looking ahead to this Friday night's matchup against New England Revolution right here at Rio Tinto Stadium.
1 goal in 3 games. What do you guys kind of need to do to get back on track and kind of scoring the clip you were earlier this year?
I think it's just as simple as putting our chances away. It's not like we haven't created opportunities, good opportunities. We missed a couple sitters last game. So I think it's just as simple as getting that first goal and getting the breakthrough. We haven't been able to get a breakthrough early like we had earlier in the year. And once you get that first goal, the rest come a lot easier. But we've had a little bit of problem getting that first goal, so we need to be a lot more clinical on our finishing.
I know after the game the other night you said you felt you guys were rusty. Do you feel like you needed that game and maybe a few more sharp, hard practices to kind of get clicked in again?
Well, definitely. If you look at the beginning of the year, it was the same thing. So we kind of get that two-week break off, and then we had that game last week with the Costa Rican team, but it wasn't the same, as comparing to our MLS team.
Earlier in the year, you guys talked a lot about trying to get shutouts. You were still winning games because you guys were scoring goals. Now you're getting shutouts, but you're not scoring goals. What do you think needs to happen on the other end of the field from what you've seen to kind of, get that production back?
Well, it's funny. I wish we could take some of those 4-goal, 3-goal games back and just kind of disperse the goals around to these upcoming games. But we're still creating chances, and that's the game of soccer. If you keep creating chances, you're going to score goals. And I think we've been able to do that. We're going to continue to do that. And as long as we're good on the defensive end, we're going to get the results.
Another game suffered like the last one won't be acceptable, and there'll be some serious consequences to that. So we've talked with the players. They all feel the same way that we did as a staff after that game, that it just wasn't good enough, and we're expecting a positive, very positive response to that this weekend.
You are a newfound World Cup expert.
We all are. You watch a game, you listen to Alexi Lawless, and then you start yelling at the TV. That's how that works.
Just like us and 2 million people on BigSoccer.com.
Right.
Soccer experts, automatically. You were talking offline, watching games with your son, out in Hawaii, waking up bright and early.
My son's 12. He loves the World Cup. He loves the whole international thing. He likes soccer. He plays soccer. And so with the time difference, we went to Hawaii on a vacation. We had family out there, and the World Cup was starting. And actually, we got to watch part of the Uruguay-France game on opening day. The plane had satellite TV, which cut out when we got over the ocean. So we got 40 minutes in.
And France cut out in 30 minutes, so you didn't miss much.
But when we got there with the time change, we would get up at 4 a.m. in Hawaii those first 2 days because it still felt like 8 a.m. on our body time. But eventually we had to stop that. So then we got up for the USA game, and we got up for the Italy game because my mother-in-law, his grandmother, is Italian. He's a huge Italy fan too. And he was punching the sofa in the 60th minute when they were tied with New Zealand. He couldn't believe it. I was secretly rooting for New Zealand. And
they don't dive. They've got better clips, but they don't dive.
But also I think the World Cup to be a World Cup, they need teams from all around the world to have some success, and New Zealand never gets there, and I like to root for the little guy. I don't root for the Yankees and the Cowboys. Why should I root for Italy?
Right, and more MLS alums on their team than Italy. Go figure. But, rallying point for all of us Americans over here watching. Other teams that have caught your eye?
I always like to watch Brazil. I always like to watch Brazil. They win. They're entertaining. I got hooked on soccer with the '94 World Cup, and since '94, they've pretty much been brilliant. 2 titles, a third final, out in the quarters, and now this year.
And they make it look so good.
I know, they make it look easy. I've been watching Argentina. Diego Maradona irritates me. I don't know why it is.
Oh, come on.
I don't know why it is, but it's just so over the top.
He's a bizarre little man, but it's entertaining, you must admit. As an anchor, this has got to be your dream.
Well, you want passion and you want energy, and he always provides that. But it's so over the top. And I haven't figured out how they struggled in qualifying, and now they've just been rolling in the cup. Maybe they just needed some time. I don't know.
One word, messy.
Messy.
Not
there you
talking
go.
about a room.
All right, there you go. And I've loved watching the European teams go out. I think that Europe has built this advantage, or they built this reputation as the best soccer is here. They're just so arrogant about it. I mean, it's just awful. Well, the truth is they're really good because they keep hosting. You know,
Right.
in Europe, especially Western Europe, it's, you know, a little smaller than the U.S. All these Western European teams traveling, there's no change in climate, there's no jet lag. Your fans follow you. It's like playing at home. And then you get them out somewhere to another continent, and we saw
A little adversity.
We saw a little adversity. We saw them struggle a little bit in the USA. We saw them struggle a little more in Asia, and now we've seen them. I mean, only 6 teams through to group play. Kind of like, yeah, welcome back to the rest of the world here, guys.
And it is refreshing to watch South Americans not only, take over that mantle, but their style of play.
Right.
It's just beautiful.
And
to
you
watch.
kind of think with 2004 going to Brazil, they'll be at home without the travel. They should do pretty well. I mean, they had a great year, with all 5 getting out of group play.
Right.
4 to the quarters.
He didn't give it all away. Go to connecttoutah.com. Check out DJ's latest blog post, as well as MLSsoccer.com. Randy Davis chatted with him about the impact the World Cup had on him, both his family and his general in Utah. So, DJ, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Anytime.
We'll see you Friday night.
Okay.
Chris Wood asks, compare the excitement or adrenaline level you experience playing a World Cup game to what you feel playing an RSL game. Is it harder or easier to make your body do what you want it to do?
Jeez. I think it takes a lot of mental toughness, I mean, definitely here at the RSL games, the fans are great, and I get excited for every game. I still get butterflies for every game here, so it's, I don't know, I mean, they're kind of different. The World Cup, it was, a whole bunch of noise as well, a lot more people probably, but I think just the mental toughness and being able to, you take it in, but then when it's time to start that game, you can block it all out and do your thing.
Ben Vio asks, how did the referees' unfair calls against the U.S. change the way you played personally, and how did it affect the team's mindset as a whole?
I think we did a good job, actually, of keeping ourselves under control. Just like you said, there were a couple calls that I don't know what happened and what exactly
the face ball, for instance?
Exactly what they saw, but it is what it is, and you really can't do anything. It'll only take you out your game and get you frustrated. So I think we did a good job of staying away from it.
And Gregor Hebert asks, did you bring back a Vuvuzela, and should we use them in RSL games?
I didn't bring one back. I forgot, actually. But
Get someone to donate one to you.
I think so. I think that's what made the atmosphere there special. Just all those horns going off, and to me, it's not annoying. So other people might
so
have
when the team
different
store
feelings.
needs a Vuvuzela pitchman, you are willing and able.
No. It was a cool experience, just all that, and then the fans doing their thing. So.
All right.
Robbie, you have anything you want to say to the fans? All those guys that cheered you on?
I was getting just emails and stuff from a whole bunch of fans, and really appreciate all the support. It helped me out and helped the team out as well. So couldn't do it without you guys, and thank you.
Thanks again for joining us on this week's edition of the RSL Insider. Remember, you can join us right here at Rio Tinto Stadium in Sandy this Friday night, July 2nd, for RSL's annual Independence Day clash. This year, they take on the New England Revolution. Kickoff is at 8, gates open at 7, Carnival Royale at 6, and post-game fireworks will go off right over that scoreboard over there, presented by Les Olson Company. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you Friday night.